Welcome back, Legacy Builders. My name is Melinda Colon, your growth strategist, and I'm here with Morgan Hamer. I want to say, am I saying that right?
Yes,
Morgan
good job.
Hamer? Okay. Founder of Morgan Manifest and the co owner of a thriving commercial real estate and business brokerage. And she helps soul led women build aligned businesses that actually make money without burning out or betraying themselves in the process. And her unique approach fuses proven business strategy with spiritual principles, subconscious reprogramming, SoFire, and intuitive guidance. And then after building a seven-figure real estate portfolio and learning the firsthand what it means to hustle without heart, she pivoted into a mission that lights her up, mentoring women through the inner blocks and outer strategy that unlocks the wealth, the time, and the freedom they were made for. And through her Magnetism and Money Masterclass, one to one mentoring, and her live retreats, she teaches women how to get clear, take aligned action, and receive with ease. Woo! Her legacy is built on helping other women remember theirs. So happy to have you here, Morgan. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I can't wait to see where this conversation takes us.
Yeah, earlier we were talking, Morgan and I were talking. I'm like, you know what? I mean, our backgrounds are very much in aligned, and our missions and our purpose are aligned. So let's just go ahead and get to know each other live. Why not? And share this valuable insight with the community, and get to know each other in the process.
Love it.
So, so actually, my first question is about, like, what led you to this point, like while you were going through this journey. And in the bio is one thing, but like really understanding, like, what led you to this point of helping women in this way.
So in 2017, I was trying to get a job despite having a master's degree and a real estate license, and a bunch of my friends had moved away, and I was just like very isolated and alone and in this like rock bottom. And a handful of people were recommending like a certain book to read or YouTube channel to watch, and I just finally was like, okay, enough's enough. Like I can't, like I'm meant for more than the life I have. So I
Oof.
just jumped all in on personal development and spirituality and law of attraction and manifesting and all the things in that umbrella. And very quickly I applied the tools that I learned and was able to manifest my what I thought was my dream job. And it was in commercial real estate, and I worked at a major national retailer helping them find sites for development. Well,
Oh, okay.
I did not love that job. It really quickly I realized this is not the one, but every morning I applied the techniques that I teach in my program in order to manifest a better opportunity. And
Mm,
in a few months, I was getting, I manifested an opportunity that was like the biggest, most exciting one I could ever imagine. I was getting to work with this amazing commercial real estate broker in Charlotte who I just really believed in. And so I left the first job, manifested a better one, and then
wow.
hit the ground running, helping this broker grow his team and his firm. And so after 3 years working for someone else and kind of learning the ropes in brokerage and getting,
Yeah.
getting to learn on somebody else's dime, as the company grew, my responsibilities grew, and it just eventually
Mm,
the the growth at the expense of my well-being. And
yeah.
so it was like a new opportunity to learn and heal and level up, and a lot of codependency stuff came up, and it's
Oh.
it's really tough when your livelihood is attached to a relationship like mine was with my boss, like trying to prove my worth, getting his
Yeah.
approval. So
Mm,
I had like a weird codependent relationship with my job, and
mm.
yeah, it was I thought I had broken the codependency in my friendships and in my family,
Oh, wow.
but then it was like new level, new devil. So I once again do what I do best, and that's just research and learn and test out tools. And I was able to finally um, see the light and be willing to take an even bigger leap of faith by leaving my salaried position to go out on my own and just be a freelance real estate agent. Well, positive plot twist. What I'm here for. I was applying one of my manifesting methods, which I call like seeking out magnetic mirrors. These are the people who you look for to intentionally observe that are
Mm.
doing the things you want to do or embodying the characteristics that you hope to have for yourself. So I reached out to a magnetic mirror and I was like, "Hey, I'm about to go into brokerage on my own. I'm terrified. I really admire you. Can I just pick your brain for a minute?" And from that
Ooh.
conversation, this this person who I really admired in business asked me to start a real estate firm and business brokerage with him. So
Wow.
that's where my new foundation
Yeah.
was created. And since I opened a firm, I collaborated with 3 other business professionals that I admire, and I was able to create it on a foundation where everything didn't depend on me, and all
Mm.
the activities that I do in my brokerage are things that light me up and I enjoy, and I delegate the rest to the rest of the partners, and we have an amazing team of 20 in just a few short years. So it's like a total Cinderella story, but
Yeah.
that has allowed me to also have the time and freedom to be able to do what I love most, which is women empowerment and helping them find more aligned approaches to success.
Mm.
So there's a little bit more to that story that might be
Yeah.
insightful.
I'm just like I'm kind of like savoring what you just said. I wrote a couple of notes down. It's really interesting like what you shared about being meant for more. Like you already knew. You knew that you knew that you knew you were meant for more. And you were having fun. You were playing your way up the corporate ladder, right? And then the work, or is what I'm hearing is like the role overtook your fun, and it was just like this is not fun anymore,
Yep.
right? Wow.
Well, and I was just getting more and more out of integrity. I wasn't in a
Mm.
position that lit me up. I wasn't doing things that were even aligned. Like I was not sleeping well at night. I felt like decisions
Yeah.
were being made that weren't in the best interest of my team, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And yet I just knew once again in that position that I was meant for more.
Yeah.
And so when I went out and I started my new firm, it was as if like the universe was like, "Okay, Morgan, I am so happy that you took the leap of faith and you trusted in me, and I'm going to give you you're going to have enough business and opportunities to be able to pay your livelihood for the next year." So
Ooh.
that
Wow.
that's a really good example of what um how magnetic you become when you do take a leap of faith for your best interest, even if you
Yeah.
don't know how it's all going to unfold. If you can just really hold that vision and um so also surrender and trust, like you don't need to know the how, like you just need to know what
Mm.
it is, and the how, the next steps will unfold, and generally things turn out better than you ever could imagine if you get out of your own way. um, so I go out on my own and everything's great for the first 6 9 months, and then I start getting hit with unexpected expense, one after the other. And within like probably the
What?
first year and a half of being self-employed, I
Yeah.
got about 50 grand worth of unexpected expenses. And
Whoa.
hold on. It gets crazier. So I was also losing friends, loved ones, family members. I lost over 20 people in 2.5 years.
Oh, I'm
So
so sorry.
I'm going through the trenches of just navigating self-employment. I'm grieving and having to make these big scary decisions on a daily basis, and also losing money at the same
In the
time.
process. Yeah.
So I was having to continue to really develop that faith, that because
Mm.
I had to decide on a daily basis, am I going to drop everything and go spend a few days with loved ones while they're in the hospital about to pass away, you know? Like,
Yeah.
and so I'm doing that. I'm like taking these leaps of faith, and I managed to continue manifesting opportunities through this entire time. Like my soul is being
Wow.
refreshed, but because of those daily habits, the manifesting tools that I teach, I was still able to continue to thrive and have this like baseline of peace, even though it was just very painful.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my gosh, I'm
from
so sorry. That's awful.
it
That's
is.
hard to lose people in general. And then to lose that many, like your soul was just heavy. It was a heavy season, but you like, usually it's like one or the other, right? It's like you have like full of joy, enlightenment, elevated energy, or you're feeling heavy, but you've been able to master trust and faith and just to like taking action even when it was really hard to do that.
So one of the things that like really helped me through this time once again is the small daily commitments that I was able to maintain before the crap hit the fan. And one of those things, you know, when I kind of started from scratch again, starting my own business in February of 2022, um, one of the things that I was very adamant about in that new year was only saying yes if it's something that is a hell yes. If it's not a hell yes, it's a no. That was like one of the
Mm.
policies that I adopted. And I also got radically clear on my core values, my authentic truth. And
Yeah.
I made a priority to say yes to what is aligned and no to what is not aligned with my values. And so on a daily basis, I make sure that I am honoring my four core values, and that helps keep
Mm.
me lit up and motivated and true to myself. And that helps keep me more magnetic as well, because I
Yeah.
believe, you know, our unique interests, our unique passions, our core values, even our desires are divinely planted. And when we choose to pursue our truth that
Mm.
communicates to God, the universe, whatever language suits you, that you believe in something greater, when you go and you take those leaps of faith and you trust your inner truth, your inner knowing, and that's
Yeah.
where the real magic and miracles happen.
Yes, 100%. So I'm Christian, but there's a scripture in I love all of this. Like manifesting is just such a beautiful thing that anyone can practice no matter what your background religion is. But so it's there's a scripture in Luke 10 and it's talking about like Jesus is telling people his selected many to leave your sandals, which back then was like a cell phone, right? Like it was like what? And then like leave your knapsack. So that was like your pillow and your comforter and your really cozy cloud 9 sheets, right? And leave your money sack. So it's like leave your debit card and credit cards, no cash, no swipes, no Venmos, nothing. And I need you to go into this city of this town, knock on doors and see who needs your services. And it was just like, oh, imagine the heaviness of like, I have to leave everything behind, walk into a space where I don't know anyone technically, and like people are going to look at you and point at you and mock you like, where are your shoes? Why don't you have any money? And ask you all these questions. But if you're faithful and you trust the process, the outcome is a blessing on the other side. And so that's like literally what he said. He's like, do this, and then there's a blessing on the other side. And they did it. And then there was a blessing on the other side. Now that season was so hard. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like sometimes, you know, I say that because you said like new level, new devil. It's like, oh yeah, whatever they did before worked when they did it. But this new season of like growth and you, Morgan, deciding to, you're like, I know that I'm made for more and bigger, greater things. And so this can't stop me. And so if I'm making a decision, which is a commitment, you made a commitment like no other. I have never heard anybody make a commitment like you and stick through it through some hard time. Because I mean, it's human nature to just be like something bad happened. I'm losing a loved one, and I have to take a step back. But ultimately, you were rewarded because you were very faithful in the path, no matter what. Because you couldn't control what was going to happen to them. You could love them. You could do the exact same thing that you did anyway. Um, but you just stayed focused and committed to the plan, and that was the ultimate blessing for you. Is that's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, I would not change any of that. I would not take any of those experiences away, even though
Mhm.
I feel like I have such a tribe of angels, on my
Yes.
shoulder now. I mean, but that's neither here nor there. I would go through that time again if
Yeah.
if if that has to happen for the rest of my life, so be it. What's come
That
from that is that faith and that trust and that honestly, like, when you face death that many times, when you see the,
Yeah.
like, cruelness of life and you get an acceptance of that, there's a level of
Yeah.
freedom that is just beyond
Wow.
measure. And
Wow.
well, I can't you can't really teach someone how to, like, believe that. You can share your story and hope that it maybe
Yes.
resonates with someone, but my mission is to be able to empower women with tools that they can use to manifest success, like that soul level, fulfilling, rewarding success
Yeah.
without having to have their whole world turned upside down. Because what I
Mm.
believe happens to all of us is we have pain. And
Yeah.
there's or we have things that we perceive are going to be painful. And generally on the other side of that pain is some kind of reward. So when we get comfortable with that discomfort and we go through the fire of our fears and we ask God to hold us while we go through that and we are faithful and we do, that is where the big up levels come from. And that's when you get to peel back a layer of something inside that's holding you back from having the life that you want externally. So, um,
Love
yeah,
it.
I mean, I had like such a amazing opportunity to walk through the fires of my fear over and over and over again. And
Ooh.
so from that experience, I have been able to collect data and then kind of package it together to be able to share both the information and the
Mm.
tools that I applied when life was lifing as a beginning entrepreneur to then pass
Mhm.
on to other amazing soul-led women in business. And
Yeah.
oh gosh, it is so rewarding and it's really important to me once again because when we don't go through the fires of those fears, I believe that's when the crap starts hitting the fan in our lives because we are meant for growth. We're meant for expansion. And when we're not aligned with the expansion of the universe, that's like how it operates is expansion. That's how God operates is expansion. And if we're not aligned with that, then we suffer. And
Amazing.
then that's when the like you get blindsided by things in life. You get those curveballs, you get those like crushing rock bottoms. And my goal is to help women either prepare for those moments and be equipped for them or
Yeah.
not have to have their world turned upside down to be willing to do things differently to manifest
Mm.
what their heart really wants.
Wow. Okay. Oh, you're blowing my mind. So you gotta share at least would you mind sharing? Let me ask you before I tell you, but like, because you're like, what, like, would you mind sharing just like, one tip that someone that's listening right now can apply in their life to start the process of manifesting?
I think one of my favorite tools right now is to I know it's I'm always evolving, like this I approach manifesting like a scientist, not so much. I'm not that much in the woo, even though it might seem like it. I really
No,
am
I love it.
like math minded and like data driven. So
You had to be if you're in CRE, you have to be, like,
exactly. Like
You have to be an engineer with your math. Yeah.
I I do real estate math in my head when I'm falling asleep at night instead of counting sheep.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's but anyway, I
I
digress.
love it. Oh my gosh.
So this exercise, there is some math in it, no coincidences, but, I I want you to write down every detail of your life that you can think about. Everything from your career, from your
Okay.
habits, from your relationships, from your friends, from how you spend your free time, the way your house is decorated, anything and everything. Set a timer for 30 minutes and just
Okay.
write it all out. Everything you can think of, every detail of your life.
That
And
you
then
want or that you
no,
currently have.
your current life.
Oh, okay. Whoa. Okay.
So
All right.
then I
Wow.
want you to rate every item, every aspect of your life on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, this is super draining and it makes me miserable and hate my life. To 10 being, this lights me the F up and it is so aligned and makes me feel like I'm a magical unicorn. Or whatever language feels like a 10 for you.
Yeah.
And then take the total number of things on your list,
Mm.
um, and then add up all the numbers. So you're gonna take the total from everything you've ranked and then divide it by the number of things that you've ranked. Get the average score
Okay.
of
Okay.
your life.
By the score. Okay. And then that's the score of your life.
This is your alignment. This is an alignment assessment. So
Oof.
that
Wow.
average number is going to be your metric where you're going to start to, now that you're aware of your average level of alignment, you're going to take that, and from now on you're going to, for the next few weeks, take away one thing that is below your average, anything on your list of your life that is below that average. You're going to start to make sure that that is out of your life. You're going to
Mm.
detox or delegate or delete this thing. Simultaneously, one of the things that is above your average on your list, you're going to look and start to add more of that on a daily
Mm.
basis. I say 20 to 30 days is usually sufficient. And then you're going to go back and see, has your average level of alignment gone up any? And you can do more than one thing. um, Deleting the things that are below your average or adding things that are above your average. You can do more than one if you want, but you have to at least commit to, for a few weeks, adding something and deleting something and then go back.
Mm.
So why this works, it's partly because when you're aligned with your truth and your light, then you're going to shine brighter. You're going to be more magnetic and you're going to be able to pull in more things that align with that.
Mm.
So, the other thing that happens is, because you have set this intention now, it's the
Yeah.
same as when you're like, okay, I'm going to buy a new Ford Bronco. And then everywhere you go, you see Ford Broncos.
Yes. Yep.
Where
You're attracting it. Yeah.
Yes, your intention is an energizer. So wherever you're putting your attention and your intention, it's going to, now that you have this on your radar, what is aligned in my life, what is not, you're naturally going to magnetize more alignment if that is your intention.
Mm.
So it's very simple. And I can also share a link for someone if they want
Yeah.
my own custom exercise.
Okay.
morganmanifest.com/free. And you can download your own worksheet for the
Oh.
alignment assessment. But yes, this is a really easy tool to use, and it will create results and also like magic. Like, you will start to see opportunities for you to fill your own cup and light yourself up more once you set this intention.
Mm. That's so cool. Okay. All right. I love this. I love numbers. So let me geek out for a second. So, what you're helping people do in this alignment assessment is to establish a baseline to improve their life incrementally but also to measure it, which
Yes.
measurement is like, if you like, the recently I learned this, like it is like math is like it's the way that God communicates, math. And so anything that gets measured gets improved.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I love this. Okay, so we're going to go to morganmanifest.com/free. We'll make sure to put that under the this recording so that people can go and get your alignment assessment and learn more about you and your world, because this is amazing. Well, okay. So can you share like a testimony of someone who has done this and like gotten like crazy results? Kind of like let people know what's possible. Because I think that that's the next thing is like, that seems really simple. It can't be that easy. You know what I mean? Like, because like we make life complicated, right? I think, the easier it is, right? Simple scales, right? Is like the easiest thing is usually the right thing. So would you mind sharing like a testimony of someone who has applied this
Oh my
assessment in their life?
gosh. This makes me so happy. So, first and foremost, I have had several coaches turn clients, which is such an honor. One of my coaching friends slash clients was able to go through my Magnetism and Money Masterclass, and from this program, she started to be able to zoom out and kind of see opportunities that were there that were just out of reach, because she was able to start to do some of the reprogramming to be able to get out of her
Mm,
own way and not have that tunnel vision that we get when we're in survival mode. And
yeah.
so once she was able to step back and see the full picture, she realized that like she was setting the bar way too low for herself, chasing one-off clients when she has such a robust background with working in corporate. And so she gets this idea to start pitching herself to like big companies and give coaching packages to leaders in large large businesses. And sure enough, she's going from, barely making ends meet, if at all, in her coaching business for the first few years, to being able to send out $10,000 proposals, $20,000 proposals, and actually booking this business. But through the program, she was able to also like step into her worth more and start to see like, no, wait, I'm worth way more than what I'm calling in for myself. And
Mm.
just last week she texted me and said she just sent out an $80,000 proposal, and it's just,
Oh,
this is what I'm here for. This is, and that actually leads me to an important another thing that is important to note. If you're a woman in business and you are trying to manifest better, you know that you're called for more, and you're in that place where you're like, I've taken the leap of faith, but nothing's happening. Almost every time, I could say every time, but statistically,
yeah.
we have to
Right, right.
almost
Our
every
attorneys would not be happy if we guarantee anything.
um, every time that something isn't coming through, it's
Mm.
because you haven't set the bar high enough. And
Ooh, wait a minute. That's a bar. Hold on. Every time every time something doesn't come through, it's because you haven't set the bar high enough. Ooh, wow. That's so true.
yes, I mean, it's wild how many times I've seen this. I'm going through it in my own life right now, like on a huge scale. I'm in a big place right now where I've been taking like so many leaps of faith in such a short amount of time, and I still haven't had the results, but it's like, I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
sure enough, the plot twist came through, and it was like one of those things where I'm meant for bigger and better than what I was signing myself up for. And
Mm.
it's really uh, um my pleasure and honestly, like what lights me up more than anything in the world is to bring women together who are on a similar journey to level up, those soul called women, so that when we are witnessing each other and in a safe collective community where we can be vulnerable and also cheer each other on, I feel like it makes it easier to set the bar higher when you have other women witnessing you for your struggles, for the things you're working through, for your crap, but also seeing like what you're capable of at the same time. When they're mirroring back to you, like, girl, what are you doing in your business? Why are you still accepting any person that walks in your door instead of saying no to for making space
Mm.
for better? Or why are you focusing on your website instead of just like doing it, just booking more clients, putting yourself out there, um, when you have that safety and that community, those same women who can help see your blind spots can also help see what you're capable of and mirror that to you and help you stay on track so that you are actually aligning with what is possible. And so
Yeah.
that's why I almost exclusively do work in community, because there's just that magic that's created when women see that each other's struggles and strengths but also are able to like cheerlead each other.
Yes, 100%. I love that. You like as you're talking, I'm seeing a lot for you, like a lot of people that you're touching and you're just inspiring to just get out of their own way. Because even the desires that were planted in us are the things that they seem like really big, but that's literally where we should be playing, right? Like when we get an idea and it's like, oh my gosh, like you were talking about the scale to 1 to 10, what's gonna light you up? It's like that those big, audacious, crazy, never seen before ideas that come into our brains and we're just like, we get really excited for a second and then we pull back and we're like, no, we can't do it. It's only me. It's only da da. It's da da da. It's like we come up with all these excuses. And what I'm hearing you say, and I love what you just said, I'm gonna have to like put this in bold under this episode, but every time something doesn't work, it's because you haven't set the bar high enough. You haven't set the bar high enough. It's like if you're having those big, audacious, crazy goals, that's like your bar.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. But I think
That's
sometimes
so cool.
sometimes we have to get a little bit of our butt kicking happening so that we can
Yeah.
see it. Like sometimes we are only limited by the scope of our past experiences. If we
Yes.
haven't seen to believe something's possible, then that limits the bar we can set for ourselves. Like if you've
Yeah.
never been on a yacht ever or seen a yacht, then it's hard for you to visualize like I'm on a yacht in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So um and that is another reason community is important to me. I
Yes.
think having mirrors, once again, I mentioned my magnetic mirrors. I think it's really important to have people in your life who have embody or have achieved what you aspire to achieve yourself, because
Mm.
this through observing others, you're able to reshape the neurons in your brain. It's through the magic of mirror neurons. What we observe, whether it's visually or if we are visualizing something from our mind and we're seeing images, either way, what we observe reshapes our literally reshapes our brain and reprograms our subconscious mind to help us align with whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
And it's just so important to intentionally seek out these people both in your community, whether it's your virtual community or your local community or social media or whatever, but also you can seek out these kind of people and celebrities, people, authors, people who've written memoirs. You can follow them on social media, that kind of thing, listen to their podcast, like that. All of that is very helpful for you if you are in a spot where you kind of have this big scary calling, but it's you still feel like kind of uneasy about it. Go and seek out magnetic mirrors, and that will help to reshape your brain to believe it's possible for you.
I love that. And your point about community is so crucial because what we're talking about here is what most people will never do because they're not willing to do it. And for those that are listening and you feel like a tug and you know this is the right thing to do and you're like, but my friends and my family, they don't follow this, they don't understand. It's like, yes, that's why you need a community. You need to be a part of a community that's on the same track, the same journey as you, so that you can actually fulfill your goals. And because that's the only way it really works, I mean, truly, is with the group, is with a community. And this other thing that you said was just have a mirror, or like Tony Robbins says, like, model someone's physiology, like how do they act, how do they speak, how do they talk, how they dress, what do they think as in terms of values, like are those things in alignment with what you want to do. I love this, I love all of this. Anything else you want to share with our community?
Gosh, I could go on and on and
I
on.
know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the thing I would close with is just because we have been on the thread of community and the importance of that. I think what happens with women who are called into business, they're whether they're leaving corporate or not, most of the time the people who I work with, have been in corporate or had some kind of career, and then they're like,
Mm,
okay, enough's enough. Whether it's somebody who's going into retirement and they're like, ugh, I want to do what I'm passionate about for the remaining years of my life, or women in their 50s who've saved up enough money to be like, okay, I'm going to go start my dream business now, that kind of thing. Like, regardless, if you're a soul called, if you're called to do a business that is, it is from your soul. It's not because you want to do it for the money. It's not because you're doing it to impress your parents or whatever. It's like a soul calling where if you don't go and do this thing, like, you're going to suffer in some way, shape, or form.
mm,
So those women, we all have some commonalities. And
yeah.
one of the things that I am really passionate about is, especially women solopreneurs, those of us who are like, we're go-getters, we've had a lot of success, and we have this dream and this vision and this passion and this talent, and we're going to go out in business on our own. 9 times out of 10, if those people aren't investing in the right support, if they don't have that community, if they're not willing to go all in with their time and their money to make this dream a reality, they end up on this island where they're spiraling, they're in their head, they feel like failures, they're overworking and underpaid, and you burn out and you lose your light really fast. And
Mm,
a lot of times, like, us women go-getters, like, we're motivated because we subconsciously believe that our worth is based upon
yeah.
our productivity or the amount of
Oh.
money we make. So it's a huge slap in the face when you're Miss Boss Babe entering into solopreneurship and you're not getting those results. And
Mm.
that is what I am here for. That's what the communities I build are for. That's my retreats. So if that is something that someone is interested in, you can find my Facebook group. It is called the Soul Called Collective. And this is to help keep women in business off of their islands and get the support and community they need for free.
Awesome. Okay, so the Soul Collective, did I get
Soul
that right?
Called Collective.
Oh, Soul Called Collective. I love that. Okay, we'll make sure to put that as well with the Facebook and the link to grab your assessment for free. I love this. Thank you so much, Morgan, for pouring into us today. And I'm like, I knew we were going to have fun. I knew it. I just knew it. I knew we were going to have fun, a great conversation, and learning more about you. And just wanted to tell my audience just real quick that, like, this is the life that you get to live, and you get to create the life that you want, and you get to teach other people to create that life too. And so it's not that you're doing it for yourself, you're doing it for others so that they can make the same decision that you made, which is to step into ease and stay away from hard, difficult strife. Thank you again, Morgan, for being here. And for the rest of our legacy builders, see you next time.